Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Service Dog channel. Just so you know, I'm not a lawyer, a professional dog trainer, or a disability representative. The information I give you comes from my personal experience and information freely available on the internet. Section 107 of the Copyright Act allows the unlicensed use of copyrighted materials for the purpose of commentary, and that's what I'm doing right now. I suppose you could call this a news roundup for September 9th, 2024. I've got 3 news stories for you. The first one is regarding a study about the effectiveness of service dogs in improving PTSD symptoms. The second one is about a guide dog who helped its handler escape from one of the Twin Towers on 9/11. And the last one is an editorial from the Moose Lake Star-Gazette, which gives misinformation about service dog rights. Let's dig in. Channel 9 KGUN in Tucson posted an article by Claire Graham titled, UA Study Finds Service Dogs Are Effective in Treating PTSD. UA is the University of Arizona. This seems to be yet another study proving what we already know, and that would be that service dogs improve symptoms of PTSD. The article highlights the experiences of Staff Sergeant Steve Lovegrove, who survived a helicopter crash during Operation Desert Shield. He had the typical symptoms of PTSD, nightmares, an increased startle reflex, depression, and so on. Since 2014, he's had 2 service dogs that perform tasks like licking his hand or placing the paw or head on his lap to help snap him out of his negative mental state, whether it be a flashback, panic attack, or utter depression. The dogs would cover his back in public and break through crowds for him as he was walking. Lovegrove works as a school bus driver and brings his dog Cinder to work with him every day. The article goes on to discuss the UA study of Dr. Maggie O'Hare of the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. O'Hare is quoted as saying, "Our studies found that veterans with a service dog are functioning significantly better. They have lower PTSD symptoms, lower anxiety, lower depression, and overall a higher quality of life." She added that veterans with a service dog had 66% lower odds of having a diagnosis of PTSD when they had a service dog compared to those that did not. O'Hare's goal was to add to the vast pool of previous studies proving that service animals improve the lives of veterans suffering from PTSD. Although it seems that this time her target audience is the medical community, since they are the ones who can recommend or prescribe service dogs for veterans or anyone else suffering from PTSD. Different communities in our society treat the idea of service dogs in different ways. The government supports and protects service dog rights, while the medical community does not yet seem to have fully embraced the idea, and some clinics and hospitals won't even allow medical providers to recommend or prescribe service dogs. Hopefully, this study will be the push that the medical community needs. Moving on, an article on AOL.com by Mac Malkin indicates that Rosie O'Donnell is filming a documentary about service dogs for children with autism. The documentary will tell the story of Guide Dogs of America's program for autistic children. The documentary will highlight O'Donnell's acquisition of a dog named Kuma for her 11-year-old child Clay in January. When Rosie was once visiting a prisoner, she was invited to see a service dog training program in the prison, sponsored by Guide Dogs of America. She was eventually able to apply for the program and get a service dog for Clay. She says that the dog has saved Clay's life. At one point, they had feared that Clay was going to be expelled from school for behavioral issues, but not after obtaining and working with the service dog. Clay's behavior dramatically improved. I'm happy to see that the public will be educated about the benefits of service dogs for people with autism. This documentary will bring much welcome publicity for the autism service dog community, regardless of whether or not you like Rosie O'Donnell. In other news, News Channel 12 in Brooklyn is doing a 3-part series called The Dogs of 9/11. In their September 8th, 2024 episode, they tell the story of Michael Hingson and his guide dog Roselle. On September 11th, Michael was in the North Tower on the 78th floor when the first aircraft hit the 96th floor. Roselle guided him down 78 flights of stairs, and they exited the building just minutes before the South Tower collapsed. Although the North Tower was hit first, the South one collapsed before it did. Michael and Roselle were able to escape to an underground subway station as the danger and chaos unfolded at street level. Since then, Hingson has written a book about his service dog and their experience in a book titled Thunderdog. The ratings have been overwhelmingly positive. As of today, September 9th, 2024, the paperback copy of the book will run you about $10.99. Here is a partial description of the book Thunderdog by Michael Hingson, posted on Amazon. It looks compelling. You can pause the video and read it if the writing isn't too small on your screen. If you've read the book or plan to buy it, leave a comment below telling us your thoughts. On to the editorial spreading misinformation about service dogs. Jamie Lund, the editor of the Moose Lake Star-Gazette, wrote an editorial called Gone to the Dogs. Her article is a complaint about people bringing pets into stores that allow only service dogs and trying to pass them off as service dogs, as well as an attempt to educate people on service dog law. First of all, let's start with her most cited source of information regarding service dogs. Twice, she quotes the website usserviceanimals.org. Okay, your first red flag is that it's a .org website rather than a .gov website. And your second red flag is that they are selling products. They're in the money-making business. Here are some screenshots from that website. You can see that they try to make themselves look like a government or legal entity by calling themselves the official U.S. Service Animal and Support Animal Registry. This is very misleading. It causes people to think that they have to have these products in order to take their service dogs or fake service dogs out in public. If you go to the real source for service dog laws, the Department of Justice's Americans with Disabilities Act website, which is a .gov website, you'll see this in the frequently asked questions section. Question number 17. Does the ADA require that service animals be certified as service animals? Answer: no. Covered entities may not require documentation such as proof that the animal has been certified, trained, or licensed as a service animal as a condition for entry. There are individuals and organizations that sell service animal certification or registration documents online. These documents do not convey any rights under the ADA, and the Department of Justice does not recognize them as proof that a dog is a service animal. Now that we've addressed her bogus source of information, let's look at what she actually wrote. She starts off with her experience in several stores in her area. She states that she saw several dogs in stores. A few were little dogs about the size of a football, but some were closer to 50 pounds and clearly were pets with owners who felt entitled to bring them into the store without considering people with allergies to animals. We have two different issues here. The first one is, if you've ever watched some of my other videos, you know I'm going to ask this question. How does Jamie Lund know that the dogs clearly were pets? Is it because of their sizes? Was it the tiny ones or the big ones that she believed clearly were pets? If it was their behavior, she may have a leg to stand on, but size and breed do not matter according to the ADA. According to the only resource she should be consulting, the DOJ's ADA website states, any breed and any size of dog can be a service dog. Now, the second issue with her article is her statement, pets with owners who felt entitled to bring them into stores without considering people with allergies to animals. Okay, so what do you propose, Jamie? I mean, call the store in advance and ask the manager to do a survey of everyone in the store to make sure nobody is allergic to dogs. Then, when the coast is clear, post somebody outside the store to ask the same question of everyone entering the store? If considering people with allergies to animals was a serious enough issue, then no service dogs would ever have access anywhere. Look at the ADA website. It states, Allergies and fear of dogs are not valid reasons for denying access or refusing service to people using service animals. And yeah, I've had businesses try to deny me access by citing both allergies and fear of dogs as the reason why. They try saying, I might have customers who are allergic or afraid of dogs. This is not a legal reason to deny access. Let's continue. Lund states, service dogs are allowed in Menards, but emotional support and therapy dogs are not. This is an accurate statement, and a lot of people don't realize it. Thanks for mentioning it. But then she goes on to state, a few tips that a dog is not a service dog includes if the owner is carrying them, they're not heeling on leash, they're interested in strangers, or they're active and playful. She thinks real service dogs would not be carried. Wrong. Per the ADA, question number 31, are stores required to allow service animals to be placed in shopping carts? Generally, the dog must stay on the floor or the person must carry the dog. For example, if a person with diabetes has a glucose alert dog, he may carry the dog in a chest pack so it can be close to his face to allow the dog to smell his breath to alert him of a change in glucose levels. Lund continues, some people think that service dogs are required to wear a vest or other identification that lets others know that they are, I'm thinking service dogs, but they are not, meaning they're not required to wear these things. This is correct. Later, she cites the ADA as her resource. Bravo! At the end of her article, she refers readers to both the ADA website and the website that sells bogus service dog registrations. Overall, Jamie Lund's article on the Moose Lake Star-Gazette is not only disappointing, but also harmful to the service dog community. If her readers spot a disabled person walking through the store carrying a service dog, they may mistakenly scold the person or try to get them illegally kicked out. Please be kind to one another in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe.